Hello and welcome. This is Stuck on the Moon, also known as Stucky FIM. Now, today I have a more informative video for you guys for the Warhammer video that I plan on releasing weekly. We're going to start off with one, but maybe as time goes on and I get more time as well as I get better at these videos, I could probably release 2 a week. But for right now, let's only do one. Again, as a bit of a disclaimer, this video is being recorded on a cell phone as well as the audio and the video itself is being recorded on a cell phone. So I apologize for the quality. In time, as I mentioned before in my Black Templars video, that I do plan on actually getting a more, better setup, a much better setup, grammar, and I do plan on doing all of that. It's just right now, I would like to look into and research cameras as well as maybe even microphones. But that's besides the point. Let's actually talk about the video at hand. So I have 2 different products that I normally use when it comes down to stripping models. I have this purple one right here that many of you have probably encountered before, and it is the Super Clean. Now, again, apologies for the angle, but this is probably the best angle I can get. You guys get the idea. It's super clean. It's a product that I normally use for most of my, model stripping off paints and such. It's biodegradable. However, when it comes down to actually like scrubbing the model, when you get your toothbrush or whatever type of tool you use to scrub the model, I suggest and I actually would tell you guys to use some, rubber gloves or something. The chemical, and again, disclaimer, I'm not a chemist. I don't work for this company or anything like that. I don't know what type of reactions people might have. So that's why I'm suggesting that you guys wear, gloves, because at least in my experience, the first couple of times that I didn't wear gloves, my skin got really dry, it got cracked, and unfortunately, due to it being the winter at the time, it got cracked to the point where plenty of cuts were forming on my knuckles as well as my hands, and it was rather painful for me when I was doing workouts and such. So just keep that in mind, when you're doing these types of processes of stripping your paint off of models and such. As for the product on the left is LA's Totally Awesome. LA's Totally Awesome. And for both of these products, I will include links in the description of what the product is. I believe that they're both available on Amazon. However, the LA's Totally Awesome, you can actually get this, and it's about 20 fluid ounces, at least that's what it's saying on the bottle itself, at any dollar store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, any type of dollar store in the United States. I don't know how it works in Canada. I don't know how it works in Europe or wherever part of the world you're at. I'm not sure if they sell that in those areas, but at least in the United States, they sell it at the dollar stores, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and such. And for the Super Clean, this is something that you're going to be finding at like a Walmart, a Lowe's, a Home Depot, or any type of like auto shop as well. It's a more, I guess, quote unquote heavy duty cleaner that's used for other things such as, for grease and other dirty, things of that nature. But let's talk about the actual models themselves here. So these are going to be my examples. Of course, I'm going to be using have more models on the side here. But these are going to be the examples I'm going to show you guys like in real time. The models that we often deal with are, of course, from the plastic variety or resin/fine cast. Now, there are some metal models, and I will mention that I do have this Tech Marine backpack from an out-of-print Tech Marine. And the Tech Marine, if I can, actually, I'm going to grab it real quick. So do excuse me, as you can probably hear some noise in the background. That's just me getting up and getting my Tech Marine. Here's the Tech Marine in question. Don't worry, his axe is in a safe place. But I put him, this specific Tech Marine, in the Super Clean product, and all the paint came right off. Of course, it's metal. Normally, it hasn't, well, I would say in my experience, didn't have any type of reaction when it came down to putting it in Super Clean. So no reaction whatsoever. The glue, however, keeping the model together, actually came off. So this is the backpack that goes along with the Tech Marine, and it came off, which is really awesome because there are some models out there, whether they're metal or they're resin or plastic, where let's say we have this guy, for example. He has a melt-a-gun that's covering his chest piece. For more experienced painters, we're gonna want to get in between this spot, so we're gonna probably want the melt-a-gun to come off. Now I know some people can use tools; they can probably cut this arm off, or if they really want to, they'll like cut off the melt-a-gun. But sometimes, and it's happened in my experiences, if you just put the model inside the Super Clean, the model will itself, while you're scrubbing it, and again, wear gloves while you're scrubbing your models with a toothbrush, and also use a toothbrush that you don't plan on using to clean your teeth. Please, please, please use a toothbrush that's just going to be for cleaning models. Do not use a toothbrush for cleaning your models and brushing your teeth. Do not do that. Sometimes it's happened where I'm stripping off the paint on the models, and they just come off. The pieces, they turn into pieces, and that's, in my eyes, that's really cool, really good, because I can go back and I can glue the models together and such. Put different backpacks on them, different weapons and such. But sometimes it takes a little bit more for the glue to come off. So going back to it, for the Super Clean product, you would just put plastics in there. And I've seen videos, and I'll include links in descriptions on other videos that I've seen, and you can, see more, see other perspectives on stripping models and such. This right here, and I'm trying to show the camera as best as I possibly can, this is a shoulder pad that is glued to a lightning claw that I had put in a solution previously. And this is a resin shoulder pad. This shoulder pad is from the Forge World Praetor kit. This is the one that goes on the power armored Praetor. So it didn't receive any damage. I am eyeballing it right now, as well as earlier. I put it in the Super Clean product, and it didn't damage the resin. It did not. Now, I've looked up some videos and such on the LA's Totally Awesome, and I found a few of them saying that it's safe for resin and it's safe for fine cast, because there's plenty of people out there that make these videos about stripping your models, saying that you don't want to touch your resin or fine cast models. Once they're painted, they're really delicate, and so on and so on. However, a little bit more digging on some other videos that I found, and they said that LA's Totally Awesome is perfectly safe for your models. Now, if you don't trust them, and again, I'm doing this experiment, I'm going to be putting these resin models / fine cast in LA's Totally Awesome. I'm also going to be putting the plastic models in the Super Clean product. Now, what I'm going to be doing is that in the next 7 days from this video being posted, so I'm counting the day when it's I'm not counting the day it's posted, but the day after, that's when the 7 days start. I'm going to keep the models in the products, and we're going to see what happens, in 7 days. Now, I do have another product that I have on the side over there for a different video that I would like to also do a bit of a review on. But for now, I'm just going to have the models go into the solutions or products, whatever. I'm not a chemist, and just observe it. And again, for these individuals that are probably looking at the models like, wow, you're going to really put them in there. Again, the paint jobs, they're awesome, but after a bit of a close inspection, some of the white is quite, chunky in some spots, and it also seems like in some of the other models, because it was an entire lot, and there's other models as well that I have. A lot of painters often, they just slap paint on their models. They don't put a primer or anything like that, so it's somewhat, I would say not as long lasting. So here it goes. This is a fine cast model going into LA's Totally Awesome, and I'm sorry to do this to you. And then I'm going to be putting a model in the Super Clean product. So again, I'm going to be putting more, not just those two models, but again, when I have a better setup, of course, I'm going to be showing what's going on. As I can see right now, I'm only going to observe it for like a minute or two and also make other comments as we go on. Looks like there's no real reaction going on. There's a little bit of bubbling going on in the Super Clean, but on the LA's Totally Awesome, also like a bubble or two. So not much going on right away. But again, these are some things that you often will leave, and you can leave it for days and months. These two products, I've used them before in the past, if I didn't mention that before, and they have not damaged my models whatsoever. There was a product out there that was suggested by a couple of individuals who I used to share a Facebook group in. The name escapes me at the moment. It's some type of like nail polish rubbing alcohol type of thing, and it does work for your models. However, you can't leave your models in there. And again, I excuse me that the name is escaped me at the moment, but when I remember, I will include it in the description, and I suggest that you stay away from that type of like nail polish remover type of product or whatever it is. I have models right here. Let me just move these guys to the side. I have models right here that I actually left in the Super Clean, and I didn't scrub them. I just left them for a couple of weeks, and they're not damaged. The paint is coming off just with my fingers, because again, when I wash them even underwater, because I washed these models off, I was wearing gloves because again, it could mess up your skin. And yeah, the coats came off. This guy is a bit more, shows how many coats of paint he had. It seemed like he had a white primer, and then they just slapped some blue on top of it. It's not maybe an ultramarine blue or whatever type of color. And it came off, not even using a toothbrush or anything like that. It was already coming off. So it does work. And it doesn't burn your models. It doesn't destroy them. Metal is perfectly safe for both of them. I haven't had any reactions or anything like that when it came down to these two products. I know I sound a bit like a broken record here, but I'm just trying to go down the mental checklist here. So again, one more time, the Super Clean, in my experience, hasn't damaged resin. I haven't tried fine cast on it. I know it's a separate type of material, so I can't speak for that. If I ever have the opportunity to get like, maybe like a bolt gun or some type of like, small bit of fine cast, and I'll put it in the Super Clean, I'll tell you guys my results. But for now, I'm just going to be doing these Marines. So again, resin, fine cast, LA Totally Awesome. They say it's perfectly safe. You can keep the models in there for quite some time. And in my experience, while using Super Clean the most out of the two, the models are also completely safe. These models, again, I left them in these containers right here. I put a covering, of course, over the containers, and for a couple of weeks, for a couple of weeks, and they weren't even damaged. And I want to also say that these models were standing a bit more straight up, so it seems like even the glue was kind of coming off because he's kind of leaning forward, like these Marines are kind of leaning forward. I think the glue is coming off a bit. They were also based. They had sand and stuff, and it came right off under hot water. So just to go again back to the mental checklist, this is this product right here, the purple one, Super Clean. You can find it in an auto repair shop, a Walmart, a Lowe's, a Home Depot. I've bought it over here in the States for about, four something with tax. If I find it on Amazon, I will include a link in the description below so you guys can check it out. As for this product on my left hand side, it is called Alley's Totally Awesome. You can find it in the dollar store, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and all those types of stores. I believe you can also find the larger bottles and gallons on Amazon as well. And if I find the links, I will include them in the description. This is safe again for resin. Haven't tried it on fine cast. Perfectly safe for plastics. And for the Alley's Totally Awesome, it is safe for resin from what I have heard. But this guy is going to be the experiment. And also another thing too is that metal, in my experience from using either Super Clean as well as Alley's Totally Awesome, doesn't have any negative effects on it. The painting, I should have mentioned this earlier, but the paints may have, some type of like effect. You're going to want to really like think about what type of paints that these models are painted in. I know that sometimes when you buy these lots on eBay, you get like a ton of models, but you don't know the paints. They can be, from Citadel or Vallejo or P3 and everything in between. And in my experience, I only use Citadel paints as well as P3 paints. So they come off with Super Clean, but I haven't used Vallejo or any other brands yet, so I can't speak for that personally. And again, I'll include plenty of other videos links in the description about, other experiments on other paints and primers and such. So this is a bit more of a long-winded video. I know I kind of rambled on and on and on and on about things like that, but it's something that I see as very important because for those that actually do participate in the hobby, these 5 models brand new, they're worth up towards to like $50 to $60. But if you do a rather decent paint job on them, depending on what you want to do with them, of course, you can sell them on eBay for like $80 to $100. But as for me, they all have a sentimental value to it because these are some of these models. I just want to give them a major facelift, play them, against my friends that I've known for quite some time, and I don't really plan on selling, these models and such. I just want to give them a proper facelift so, they can look really nice when going against some of my friends' armies and such. And I'm going to start wrapping it up here. So I want to thank all of you guys for watching my Black Templars sprue review. And if you guys haven't seen that, I'll include a link in the description below if you guys want to check it out. I do have a lot more in store for you guys in terms of Warhammer. Interesting videos coming up, as well as another product review that I'm going to do as well. So I already have a bit of a list of videos that I'm going to be showing you guys. So if you guys do like this content, I do encourage you guys to like the video as well as subscribe, turn that notification bell on. If you guys want to chat about anything about Warhammer, whether it's lore, painting, models, and all that, I'm also willing to talk. So, go ahead and comment down below. And if there's anything else that you guys would like to know, of course, within reason, go ahead and ask in the comment section below. And if there's anything that I missed, anything that maybe you need more clarity, again, comment section down below. I appreciate those that saw the video to its conclusion, and I'll see you all very soon. Again, this has been Stuck on the Moon, doing a bit of a more informative ramble on the process of stripping your paints. Oh, and one last thing. I apologize. One last thing. Use plastic bins or glass that you do not plan on using to, consume foodstuffs out of. I suggest that you probably buy some plastic bins. I bought these at the dollar store. You can find various sizes. They go a bit bigger, a bit smaller. Yeah. Just think about that. Always think about your own safety. And yes, you all have a wonderful day or a relatively good night. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks for watching. And yeah, happy wargaming.